I got laid because of choosing signals just a few days ago. There was a girl walking by. She gave me a very clear look of interest, something like, okay, maybe that's not a great impression, but I could sense she was interested. And without hesitation, I capitalized on that. I approached her. I could tell it was on immediately.
Hi. I just wanted to say sorry to interrupt, but I like your look.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate
Do you have Instagram?
I do. Where do you stay
Till
at?
tomorrow?
And within a few minutes, we're making out. Now, that's great. And then it was very easy to take her home after that. So that's great. Choosing signals can be very helpful. They can be something that makes meeting women a lot easier and where you get opportunities that are just super easy, right? Where you don't have to worry, is she going to be mean and reject me? Because you can tell she's interested before you've even done anything. But choosing signals are also something that a lot of men turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy where they get no results at all. And this is what happened to me when I was younger. And that's why the way you think about choosing signals, if your mindset about it is what most of these red pill coaches talk about, it can actually do more harm than good. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the trap with choosing signals that a lot of guys fall into. And I'm also going to talk about how to get more of them and how to capitalize on them when you get them. So let's get started. The big problem with choosing signals is they can be misinterpreted. And you don't know, especially if you haven't really approached women, you don't get a lot of results with women, you're not someone who goes on a lot of dates, you can misinterpret what was actually a choosing signal as disinterest. You can think, that girl was looking at me and she giggled at me because she thought, I was goofy or, cringy or just ugly or whatever. She was laughing at me. She wasn't giggling in attraction. She looked at me for a couple seconds, probably because I carry myself weird, or probably because it was just random. She does that to everyone. So it's very easy to just interpret everything that happens that you could see as a choosing signal as not that. And I'll give an example from my own life. There was literally a girl once who went back to my place. This was on a date even. This is when I was 19 and a virgin. And she was hot too, which makes it worse. We give each other a massage, a back massage, a full body massage actually, and in my bed. And I tell myself, I'm not aware of the word choosing signal, but what I'm really thinking is, okay, if she decides to lean in to kiss me, then I know she's into me. Then I've gotten the choosing signal that I need. And then I can make it happen. Then I'll sleep with her. Well, she didn't do that because most women are not going to make it obvious because they get judged. If they make the fact that they're into a guy obvious, they'll get slut shamed. Not just by men, but by other women, arguably even more by other women. But that's a whole other point. So they're going to risk getting judged. They don't want that. So they make it subtle. And in that particular case, I just was kind of retarded. But there's a lot of other cases where it's not so clear whether a girl is giving you a sign of interest or if she's judging you, or it's just, she's looking at you randomly, or she's just touching you because she's friendly. And so if your mindset is a scarcity mindset, if you're someone who's not getting a lot of results with women, what's going to happen is the choosing signals that someone like me will notice and capitalize on, you're going to rationalize why they're not real, why the girl's not really interested. And if you're following the advice of someone like Steph is cold, for example, the people say wait for choosing signals, which I don't think is very alpha. Like, I'm not going to talk to anyone unless they check me out first. It's very permission seeking. But if you follow their advice and you're someone who doesn't have confidence with women in general, you're not approaching a lot of women, you're not getting a lot of dates, what's going to happen is you're going to interpret all the choosing signals as nothing. You're not going to approach, and you're going to get no results because you're waiting on something that you're never going to get because your mindset doesn't believe that women should be checking you out. You don't believe that you're good looking enough. You don't believe that you have aura or big dick energy or whatever it is, Riz. You don't believe you have those things. And so it just leads to a pernicious cycle where waiting for choosing signals is a wait that never ends and just makes you less confident. So the way I go about getting choosing signals is completely different. I follow the principle of taking massive action. Generally I'll approach in the day, and to be fair, this is my job and I'm getting infield. I wouldn't do this otherwise to the same degree, but I'll approach usually at least 5 women per day. And I'll approach even more at the nightclub unless, I pull within the first few approaches, which happens a lot, but I'll do 20, 30 approaches if not. So I'll talk to tons of women. And I'll get to the point where I've reached the indifference threshold. Basically, the part of my brain that says, she's just going to reject you. It's a big deal to approach. You might get shamed or shunned or ostracized. All these negative things are going to happen. It shuts off. It's gone. That part of my brain, it no longer exists. And the part that's thinking, oh, she's probably going to be into me. Even if she rejects me, I don't care. This is another opportunity to meet a cool girl and to have chemistry and then, give her a few orgasms, whatever. That part of my brain just gets more and more lit up, more and more active. And so the funny thing is I've noticed if I took a long break from approaching, or if I had a really bad day, let's say I binge drank and I just feel hungover, I feel like shit, I feel, not good about myself, on that day, I won't get choosing signals. Or even if I do, I'm less likely to notice them. And yet on the day when I'm approaching 20, 30 women in the club, and I also, worked 10 hours on my business and I didn't waste time, watching TV or playing video games, and I worked out and I ate healthy and all those things, I'll get a shit ton of choosing signals. People, it's probably where the term aura comes from, because it feels like you have this aura, this influence, and people are just noticing you. They feel you. It's like you have more gravity to you than other people. And you'll start noticing women checking you out way more. And to some degree, this might be you just have a more positive mindset, so you're assuming they're checking you out. But I think also it's partly real. People can feel the groundedness. They can feel the masculine energy. They can feel the charisma. They can just feel this different energy off of you, this different vibe off of you, and they respond to it. And so women are more prone to start checking you out and to start giving you positive signs. But because you've been approaching women, even when you don't get choosing signals, even when you're not relying on that as some kind of crutch, as some kind of permission-seeking thing, then when you get a choosing signal, it's over, right? It's easy mode. Like, it's on. You know that, all right, this girl wants me. I'm going to get her. And there's no doubt, there's no hesitation, and it leads to a lot of results. So I actually do get laid, or I get dates or results from choosing signals a good amount of the time. But it's definitely not all of my results, not even more than half. But it happens. It's something that I use to my advantage. It's something I'm looking for. And I also, like, when you're going around, you want to make eye contact with people. You want to get their attention, make eye contact, smile, and doing that will force choosing signals, right? And especially the better your energy is, and obviously it's also the better looking, but the better the way you carry yourself is, the better you feel about yourself when you're doing this, women will smile back. They'll make eye contact back. They'll give you choosing signals, and then you'll have very easy opportunities. And the other thing you can do to get choosing signals, specifically in a nightclub, is I will dance in a way it's almost goofy, but not exactly. I dance in a way that's a little bit exaggerated, and it's kind of ironic is the way I'd put it, right? Like, I'm too into the music and I'm having fun with it. And I'll do a dance move. Here's one from Napoleon Dynamite. I'll do that walking by people, and then girls will copy the same move, or they'll do a similar move, or give you a lot of eye contact, and then you've gotten a choosing signal and you have an easy open. So I do use choosing signals, and I'm even proactive about getting them, but I don't rely on them because that's a very reactive instead of proactive mindset, that I need permission. And you're going to see examples where you're going to go without getting what you know to be a choosing signal for a long time. And you're waiting for these choosing signals, but you get more and more in your head. You get more and more negative because you're like, well, I guess I'm not good looking because I haven't got a choosing signal in 30 minutes walking around the club. and then it's a downward spiral. But if you get to the indifference threshold, you get to the point where you don't care if you get rejected, you'll see more choosing signals, you'll get more choosing signals, and you'll be able to capitalize on them instead of rationalizing. And if you want to learn how to reach the indifference threshold to build social momentum, or to reach what's sometimes called God mode, where basically approaching women is effortless, you're at your most charismatic, and you start doing things that you feel like it was a scene from like James Bond or some movie where a guy who's really smooth is picking up a girl. It feels like something that you didn't even think was possible for you to do because you've gotten into that state. Well, that's something I teach in my online course, God Mode, that you can get by clicking the link below. It has in-field examples of myself approaching women, and not just getting a number, but it's got over 7 hours of infield where I actually take the girl home. So you can see everything from saying hello to getting her to the bedroom. I can't show being in the bedroom with her because, legal reasons, but I show everything up to the point of taking her home. And that is something you can get instant access to by clicking the link below.